Man, that was a great episode. Sure wish I had somebody to talk about with, though. I walked down this hallway and knocked on these doors, but they never opened for me. What the? Yeah! Oh, that was unexpected.
Hey there, Shutterbug. Nice of you to drop by.
Ow, Artsy. Yeah, I subscribe to you. Wow, this is a nice place you got here. Gotta say, I'm loving the channel. And check me out, this artwork is fabulous.
Hey, thanks. It must be some sort of convenient rift magic that makes you pop into my art style whenever you come over to my channel.
So anyhow, what do we want to talk about? How about that new episode that just came out? Cutie Mark Crusaders Diamond Tiara. That was some great stuff. Let's sit down and talk about it.
That sounds like a great idea. Since you were so thoughtful to drop by my channel, I'll let you go first. What were your thoughts about this episode?
This is perhaps one of the biggest My Little Pony episodes in terms of both epicness and importance that we've had since Magical Mystery Tour. This is Crusaders of the Lost Mark. This has got to be one of the biggest things that's happened to MLP. For almost everyone, this has been one of the best reactions this season, and many people, including myself, have considered this to be one of the best written episodes, best character development moments, and one of the most important world-changing, game-changing events that has happened to My Little Pony since Magical Mystery Tour.
I absolutely agree. In my opinion, Crusaders of the Lost Mark was handled perhaps a small bit better than Magical Mystery Cure. The Cutie Mark Crusaders arc lasted 5 whole seasons, and everybody and their cousins wanted them to finally get their marks. When Magical Mystery Cure rolled around, however, yeah, you remember all that drama that caused in the fandom.
Now, let's recap our episode. In this episode, it starts off with the CMC at their clubhouse going over their normal routine of checking off all the crazy things that they've attempted in trying to get their cutie marks. And it immediately breaks into song.
This is a great song, might I add. Although you can say that about pretty much every song in this one. The harmonies that the CMC do throughout this entire episode are absolutely gorgeous.
Before I go into this episode, I'd like to set things up with a very interesting story.
Alrighty, go for it.
The other day, I had just gotten done watching Rarity Takes Manhattan and Brotherhood's Social, and I was thinking to myself about how it's been a while since we've gotten a really good song in My Little Pony. And I was sort of saying to myself, like, a fat chance we'll ever get another My Little Pony episode that starts off with a musical number before the credits. I started joking around in my head, saying sarcastic things to myself like, oh boy, if we ever get that to happen again, what's next? Is the characters all sprout rings and become alicorns? Oh, what are they going to do? Suddenly change color? Are they going to randomly grow a second head? Are the CMC going to get their cutie marks? And in a strange kind of way, I kind of predicted stuff that was going to happen in this episode.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that every pony would sprout 2 heads, turn into alicorns, and randomly change color. How did you predict that one? As for the CMC getting their cutie marks, nah, that'll never happen. You know I'm just kidding. Let's get back to the review, shall we?
As it moved into the next half of the episode, I thought to myself, well, maybe this isn't the episode where they get their cutie marks. Maybe this is just the story of them helping Pipsqueak run for office. Now I was considering the possibility of this being a Diamond Tiara and or Silver Spoon reform episode. I wasn't sure which one they were going to choose, and I didn't actually expect them to choose both.
The fact that they decided to do both stories in such a short amount of time really kind of surprised me too, actually. They handled this episode's timing the best they could, and it really paid off. It was pretty fast-paced, but it still felt more natural than Magical Mystery Cure. I was surprised to find myself feeling sorry for Diamond Tiara throughout this episode, one of the most hated ponies in the entire show. Right behind Flash Sentry, of course. He's everyone's favorite punching bag. She's been taught that winning is everything and it doesn't matter who you hurt as long as you come out on top. She doesn't want to be this pony anymore and she wants to change for the better. At first I was wondering to myself, how could this play into the CMC getting their cutie marks? How everything played out is absolutely amazing. Can you tell that I love this episode?
After Diamond Tiara finally reformed, I looked at my time and realized we still had a few minutes left in the episode and the problem had already been resolved. I wasn't absolutely certain that CMC were going to get their cutie marks. Even when they started to glow, it felt more like an Alatorn transformation than a cutie mark receiving.
The animation we see here is actually kind of strange. When we saw flashbacks of all of the main 6 getting their cutie marks, a bright white flash of light appeared around their flank, and the marks just sort of appeared. Nothing special, except for maybe Twilight, but that's kinda different. Could this special transformation be more of a symbolic one? 3 friends will always be connected to each other by friendship and their cutie marks? The world may never know. Hey, wait, what are you doing here?
But lo and behold, they did indeed get their cutie marks. And the cutie marks we actually got were the shields with the apple and the notes and the lightning bolt on it, which I thought was a very interesting idea and a way to unify the CMC as being still together. Very much like how Flim and Flam have cutie marks that complement each other, so too do the CMC.
An interesting point. I never even thought about Flim and Flam's matching cutie marks in all of this. I wonder how that's even possible. Cutie marks that are matching but still unique to the pony's personalities and interests. That kind of goes against what we've seen so far about cutie marks, but more on this in a little bit.
Anyhow, further thoughts continuing along the lines of what happened with the rest of the episode. We get some great continuity in this sequence, admitting that the playground was destroyed both by T-Rex and Discord.
Screw you, T-Rex and Discord. Also, vote Pip! Vote for Pip! Hey, get out of here! We're trying to review the episode here. Ugh, that's better. Now where were we?
This is where the CMC picked up the story. The next day after school, they invite her over to the clubhouse to talk and hang out.
I find this scene very interesting because it's here that we first learn that Diamond Tiara is jealous of the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Jealousy often plays a large part in bullying. Could this be why Diamond focused so much attention on the Cutie Mark Crusaders more than even any pony else at the school? Because she wanted what she can't have? I also love the CMC's display of friendship here. Even though Diamond Tiara's been a total jerk to them, they still offer friendship to her. Kill him with kindness, every pony.
So Diamond Tiara gets her father to donate the money to fix up the playground, and we get another musical number as we montage the assembling of the playground. It seems at this point like the story's about to end, but with time left on the plot, we have more story to tell. And that's when the CMC begin to glow and float and get their cutie marks.
They got their cutie marks. They got their cutie marks! Yes, this is amazing! And their special talents are helping others understanding what their cutie mark means? What? I can't help but wonder how this is even a thing in the first place? In the beginning of the show, we learned that a cutie mark represents a pony's special talent and calling in life, and that a pony only got one when they realized this for themselves. This explanation was backed up in the Cutie Mark Chronicles when we see how the main six got their cutie marks. Cutie mark lore has just grown more and more and more confusing since then. But I can't help but wonder just how many ponies are out there struggling with what their special talent really is. How many ponies are wondering what their special talent on their butt even means? Shouldn't this, not even happen in the first place? Or are cutie marks more true to life than we thought? Wow, I'm rambling now. Carry on, Shutterbug.
We got a ton of things that the fandom wanted. The Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon reform, the cutie marks, the Applejack's parents are dead confirmation, an appearance of Derpy dressed as a mail carrier. This was a ton of stuff given to the fans that they've always wanted. And on the anniversary of the first episode of My Little Pony nonetheless. So it was a great treat for everyone.
And none of this felt like pandering. Hooray!
And with all these ponies changing in an entire episode, who wrote this, Larson? I don't care, I'm gonna blame him regardless.
Yeah, thanks, M.A. Larson, even though you didn't actually write this episode. Wait, who did? Ah, I see. Thanks, Amy Keating Rogers.
So is that a new meme now? Thanks, Amy Keating Rogers? Doesn't really roll off the tongue the same way. Another thought is, how are your headcanons holding up?
This just in, most headcanons are reported to be exploding because they are no longer canon. Let's cut to live action footage of the damage. Oh my, that'll take some cleaning up. Let's just keep going.
Now, high horse is an expression on the series now. Very interesting the way that they put that one to use. Not exactly sure what a high horse is exactly. I'm sure you have some ideas.
The only high horse that comes to mind is Troubleshoes. I mean, he is pretty tall. Unless they're talking about Treehugger. Yeah, never mind. Any final thoughts on this episode before we wrap this up?
All in all, to my own opinion, this definitely seems to be the best episode of the season. Maybe the best episode of the 3 musical ones, though I still like Pinkie Pride better. This is definitely a top 10 episode, maybe even a top 5 episode, maybe even a top 3 episode. It was just that great in my opinion. I can't find any flaws whatsoever. Everything hit the bullseye perfectly and was just all around perfect.
Awesome. This whole episode just has a wow factor to it. The only flaw I find in it isn't really technically a flaw. It's the idea that the CMC's special talents are to help others find out what their special talents mean, which I already kind of said earlier. It's more confusing than anything, but hopefully we'll get a better explanation in the future as we see the Cutie Mark Crusaders actually performing their special talents. All in all, this episode was fantastic. It'll absolutely make my personal top 10 favorite episode list, as well as probably the top 5 season 5 episodes. It was an amazing way to conclude the CMC's old arc and continue on their new one. I can't wait to see where they're gonna go.
And looking back on this episode, I just want to take a moment to recall all of the theories that the fandom has had on how the Cutie Mark Crusaders will get their cutie marks. So please enjoy this little reminiscence.
Here, we find that, in the world of MLP, a cutie mark is kind of like a coming of age for a young pony. It's a representation of what a pony's talent is.
Because you're trying to get your cutie mark, you're trying to discover, have you been able to see a lot of development of your own characters?
Something they just go back to doing it. The prime example of this is trying to get their cutie marks. They constantly do stupid things to try and get them when they know it won't work and promise they'd stop.
Pretty good chance that Sweetie Belle's is going to be mostly greenish.
What about when all 3 have their cutie marks? What would that lead to? Whilst yes, I agree that it would seem like they would have nothing to do on the show, as their main goal is being concluded, I believe the writers could do something else
to help any young pony to get their cutie mark, and then triple bam! All 3 Crusaders get their cutie mark, and it's in the shape of the emblem that was on their
cape. Are the Cutie Mark Crusaders ever gonna get their cutie?
Kill the CMC's characters.
This one goes as follows. The CMC, through some method, gained their cutie marks all the same.
And this here's Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle. We want to see if our special talent can give it more than
the Hearts and Swirls cutie mark because she's gonna.
She's only a horrible child because she's got a bad upbringing, and with the right care, love, and attention, she might open up and be legitimately happy.
Was put up. Some elements that were shown as hitting or just
like most other cartoons, MLP has proven twice that it is not afraid to make drastic changes to its world. Does letting 3 fillies earn their cutie marks really seem so
to indicate that the CMC have performed their talents before? They just aren't aware that those things are their
cutie marks. They got their cutie marks. They got their cutie marks.
So much, yes! Oh my God! Woo! Woo! Woo!
I don't believe it! They got their cutie marks! It actually happened! We waited 5 seasons, 18 episodes! It actually happened! I don't believe it! It's became a reality! I am just...
Dude, that was beautiful. Very nice editing. You go, Brony fandom.
I got to thank you for having me over here. It was a lot of fun getting to do this with you. We should definitely do these collabs again.
Absolutely, it's been a blast working with you. I look forward to hanging out with you in the future again. Thank you so much for doing this collab with me. You can come back over anytime you like.
I have to get back to my channel. If I don't get back right away, Dark Wizard's gonna try and take over the world, or at least my channel. And I gotta read the Blob, a bedtime story. It's all very complicated.
Oh, well, good luck with that. See you later. What did you guys think of this episode? What do you think of the CMC's cutie marks after waiting so long to finally see what they would be? Are you looking forward to seeing what they'll do next? I look forward to seeing what you guys think. A special thanks to Shutterbug, aka Sasami-chan, for sharing his thoughts on this episode with me. The link to his channel will be in the description below, so go check out his videos too. You won't be disappointed. As always, I'm open for collab series and any other ideas you guys might have. I am HeartsyRT, and thanks for watching.
6.5 hours later.
I love doing candid shots. I get some great photos. Just took some of you when you weren't paying attention, in fact. I think these are adorable. I don't know what your take is on all of this, but I absolutely love getting some of the most spectacular